What's good, y'all? Eagles Chiefs. Listen, this is very important. Very statement game for the Philadelphia Eagles. Um, I expect the team to be ready. We're coming off a bye week, 8-1. Chiefs right now sitting at 7-2, coming off a bye week as well. I'm gonna keep it real. There's certain things you're going to expect. Pat Mahomes is going to ball. We know Travis Kelsey is going to ball. Travis Kelsey is a guy I hate facing, and I will get into that in a second. Um, on our side, Jalen Hurts, I expect him to come ball. Not having Dallas Goedert is a hurt piece for sure. A dirty ass play by the Dallas Cowboy player. They put us in that situation. That's what they do. The same thing happened with T.O. back then. It's just what it is with Dallas. Um, but we still got more than enough. Got A.J. Brown, we got Devontae Smith. All these guys really balled last year against them. Um, the Chiefs' defense on paper, as far as what the results are showing us, are better than they were for sure. I still not afraid of them because I don't know man for man that they match up well against us. I mean, it's one thing to look good in general, against other teams and so on. I don't even know who they faced that would have as much firepower as the Eagles are going to present as far as a running game. Because I expect the running game to be back with Cam Jurgens back. Because he's been really the only difference between the running game we had early in the year and the running game we have now. We're talking about on a bye, everyone well rested. I expect us to be on all cylinders there. The concern is twofold. One, of course, is our secondary. I just saw a stat that said that against tight ends, we rank dead last, in QBR, whatever that means. These weird stats, but whatever the case may be, whether you think QBR is valid or not, it's still not good to be last in anything. We let the tight end of the Cowboys, Ferguson, who's nothing special, who may be a young and upcoming player, but right now, he shouldn't be torching you. We let him get off on us. This was like a breakout game for him, and I don't understand it. I don't know what is wrong with our secondary, because it seems like no matter who we have back there, they just don't do a good job. It really doesn't seem to even matter, if it's worse players, better players. I figured by getting Kevin Byard that we would tighten it up. The early indications, first couple of games, you were not seeing much of a difference there. Besides Darius Slay playing relatively well, sometimes, even though he's making some mistakes here and there, he's making way too many for me. I don't know that anyone's playing well in the secondary. Now, Roby coming back should be a good thing. If he's back 100%. Ricks, I was liking for a while, and then I saw some of his play against CeeDee Lamb was deplorable. And I get it, CeeDee Lamb is a very good wide receiver, but I expected better from him. James Bradbury, man, I'm ready to just bench him. To going back to the Super Bowl and that, you have to hold. If you have to hold Juju Smith-Schuster, dude, you're not like you just may not have it, man. It may have been actually a bad idea to bring him back. That's the way it's looking at this point. I'm just tired of the secondary in the way it is. Now the good thing is the Chiefs do not have an explosive group of wide receivers. There's nobody that should scare you. But if you're bad, the opposition doesn't have to be good. That's the thing. So what I'm concerned with ultimately is the coaching. I think more than anyone, the coaches have to step up. They have to. On offense, Brian Johnson, a lot of pressure on him. He needs to put together a good game plan. What's sad is I don't have a whole lot of faith in the offensive coordinator or the head coach when it comes to play calling specifically. My faith or confidence is in the quarterback. For me, the quarterback is really the orchestrator of our offense. He's the calming presence. He's the consistent guy. He's the guy that will execute. He's the guy when all else fails that I think bails the team out a lot. And he doesn't get enough. He doesn't get hardly enough credit for what he does in this area. I think Jalen Hurts bails his team out more than a lot of teams. I do have faith also in, of course, our position group, wide receivers, specifically Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. I don't see anything on the Chiefs' defense that should be slowing them down. They couldn't stick as much last year. I don't think much of that will change. You know, offensive line should do fine, right? Those things I'm not worried about. It's just the offensive coordinator, versus their defensive coordinator, Spagnuolo. You're talking about experience with Spagnuolo. Spags used to be in Philly, under Jim Johnson. I know what he brings to the table. He'll take mediocre players. All you got to do is give Spag 3 great players, and the rest, be pretty good or mediocre, and he'll give you a great defense or a really damn good defense. Whereas the guy we have, you have loads of talent, man. You got Hassan Reddick, a top pass rusher. You got Josh Sweat, who's a very good pass rusher. You got the best, probably interior defensive line in the league. When you're talking about, if you can look at Fletcher Cox, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Milton Williams. You're talking about. There's a plethora of high picks there. Linebackers that are. I guess our linebackers are middling, and in the secondary are names like Darius Slay. You're talking about, a guy who has made all pro teams. He's Pro Bowler. Bradbury, who's been a Pro Bowler, made all pro teams. Byard, who's made all pro teams. Like, why haven't you produced a better defense with all of this talent? I don't understand. I don't know if it's something wrong with the plays he's calling. Is it situational stuff? Is it just a bad scheme? I don't know. But I feel like I shouldn't be concerned about this. This bothers me. It really does, because it's one thing if you just don't have good talent. That's fine. That's fine. But when you got talent, more than enough talent, that bothers me. I have to be real. So you're going up against Andy Reid, who I do believe is a tad overrated, a tad. But certain things Andy Reid is good at. We're talking about play design. He's not always good at calling plays, not always good at those things, but his play design is great. He's great at having teams prepared with the proper mindset to go out there and perform. He's really good when he has, 2 weeks to work at it. He's excellent at designing the first 15 scripted plays, and just recently he's gotten a lot better at knowing when to go to the running game and knowing, how to adjust at halftime. Like, how would he not be better than the guys we have? Guys we have are young. But for whatever reason, man, Jeffrey Lurie just wants to, the owner, the Eagles, he likes to go with that. He wants young and, he wants to always be on the cutting edge of things and so on. And I can't say it's a complete failure. You're sitting at 8-1 and you were on a Super Bowl run last year. So, you can't kill him too much, but it's still an issue when you run up against, this type of experience. I think we could have looked a lot better week 1 when we went up against Bill Belichick, but that's what I'm saying. When you go up against coaching staffs, that's kind of like the issue that I have, only concern that I have going into this game. But with that being said, the Eagles have revenge on their heart, and I do believe roster-wise, talent-wise, we have enough to get it done, and more than enough to get it done. And I think you should beat the Kansas City Chiefs. But they got that quarterback, who's one of the best we've ever seen. I don't go so far as the best, but he's one of the best for sure. He's clutch. He makes all the throws. We don't have to really go into who Patrick Mahomes is. But I'm glad, the Eagles have a great quarterback as well. So that's going to be what it is. Uh, like I said, my concern, man, is really just those coaches. It's our coaching staff, man. But Jalen Hurts, I think his knee should be a lot better. From what I'm hearing, he's out of the sleeve, the knee sleeve. Well, we don't know yet till he's out there, but this is what I'm hearing. So I suppose that's a good sign. I don't believe he needs to be running all over the place. I mean, he's shown he can sit in the pocket and kill you, but it being the threat of the run, it always helps. You know, uh, we'll see. We really need this win as far as I'm concerned. It's a tight race. We are 2 games ahead of pretty much everyone. I think except the Lions. Maybe the Lions only lost 2 games. So we're going to see. We're going to see what happens, man. It's a good test for us. These are the types of games we like. Types of games that we're going to need. You know what I mean? Hopefully we got a good plan to deal with Travis Kelce. I mean, Kelce hasn't been dominating like he was before, but it's just something about our staff, man. They don't go out there with these game plans to take people away. Like in that Dallas game was to completely. That was a stupid game plan. We wait until halftime to take CeeDee Lamb away or limit CeeDee Lamb. I don't understand that. Why don't you go into the game assuming that they're going to try to go to CeeDee Lamb and take him away? So that makes me wonder, if we're going to immediately go into the game to take away Kelce. Are you going to wait till Kelce scores 2 touchdowns, and has over 100 yards, then try to take him away? Those are the things I don't understand. We'll see. I don't expect Pacheco to kill us like he did in the Super Bowl. So it's a game the Eagles should win, man. But the Chiefs are always tough. When you got Patrick Mahomes, you always got a puncher's chance all the time. So I guess, man, my prediction, I'm going to go. I still think we score a lot of points on those guys, man. I still see us scoring about 28, and the Chiefs, I guess, 25. I go 28-25, I guess. I know they're going to scare the hell out of us because our secondary sucks, man. Like, at this point, until they show me something different, I got to say our secondary sucks. And Mahomes will probably still be up and down the field. Like, it's man. This team really, man, stresses me out, So, that being said, man, 28-25, that's my pick. Eagles go to 9-1, man. I think revenge is going to do it. And Trader Taylor Swift, of course, can come out there probably in Chief stuff because that's the penis she's getting. That's going to be over anything that, being from your hometown was going to provide. So that's what I expect her to be up there with red on. Now, Kelsey's family. Not Kelsey's family. Hers, but Taylor Swift's family, I expect them to be wearing green. But who knows? Peace. And, of course, that ain't important anyway.